You know, it's time now to answer some of those legal questions you've been sending in. And for those answers, we turn to our senior legal analyst, Mr. Chris Tritico. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Jose.
Hope things are going well for you.
Doing well.
Okay, now you got some questions that may not have you feeling well. The first one comes from Neckpin, who writes, on July 4th, my car was towed by request of my mother's apartment complex. I was parked in an area marked as visitor parking on July 3rd, which was painted over by the next day. I am listed on my mother's lease as a known visitor, and she has requested several times to have a permit issued for me. I have read my mom's lease several times, and it outlines to have visitors and guests park in visitor parking. Further, it appears to be a biased application of the towing rules. We saw 4 other cars parked in the same area I was in that did not have passes for the property and were not towed. Now the towing company won't give me my car unless I pay $244.98. What can I do?
Well, the photographs you sent me, the sign on the fence was clearly marked for future residents, and it said tow away and future residents 24 hours a day. If the parking space was marked visitors, then there was a conflict there. But the sign on the fence was very clear. You are not a future resident. They may be right here. If you have a picture that shows that it was a visitor, marked visitors, painted on the space, then you may have an argument. But that sign is very clear and very distinct, and it says exactly who gets to park there 24 hours a day, and that was not you. So you probably need to pay that and be done with it. But if you want to fight it, take them to small claims court and argue it out. But if you lose, you may owe their attorney's fees on top of what they're already claiming. Good luck.
Our next question comes from Daniel, who writes, I went to a hiring event at Metro. Before we took the mandatory competency test, we had to hand in our phones to prevent cheating. After the test, my phone was missing. Later, I was informed that my phone was found and I could pick it up on Monday. I was never told if I passed the test or not, just that Metro chose not to go through with my application. I called around trying to get answers, but I only got a voicemail. A week later, I was charged with making a terroristic threat against a worker at Metro, which I did not do. The case was dismissed. However, I had to spend money on a lawyer and bond. I feel I was treated unfairly.
Well, I don't know what you said on those when you called around and were talking to them that caused them to charge you with making a terroristic threat. Obviously, someone at the DA's office finally listened to the tapes that they had and said that and decided it was not a terroristic threat, and I'm glad about that. You can talk to some lawyers who handle civil rights violations and see if they think it rises to the level of a civil rights violation. If you choose to, I encourage you to listen to this. It's very expensive to litigate civil rights violations, and if you don't have significant damages, it could cost you a lot more money to litigate it than you're ever going to get back. And it doesn't sound to me like you have those type of damages. And so while I'm sorry that you had to go through this, I doubt very seriously that your rights were violated just because they filed charges on you. Good luck.
Our next question comes from Justin, who writes, I received the second and third stimulus checks, but my bank never released my first check for $2,200. I called the IRS and the bank, but no one has helped. What can I do?
Well, there is a place you can go, the IRS. And most people don't want to contact the IRS. I don't blame you if you don't, but there's help along the way. Go to the IRS webpage and research recovery rebate credit. And they have a tool there that can help you get your missed stimulus check. And you can file this on your next tax return. It's called the recovery rebate credit for people who missed a stimulus check. And that you can do it on your next tax return, and you'll get that as kind of a refund on your next tax return. If you use a CPA, that's probably a lot easier because they know a lot more about it than we do. Good luck.
All right, thanks a lot, Chris. Good responses to some complicated questions.
That's right.
Now, if you'd like to send your legal questions to Chris, just go to our website, fox26houston.com. You can find Chris's segments under the Morning News tab. And as always, for any specific advice or information, you should contact an attorney of your choice.